Alison Moore, I understand you're going to move the business item.
I am, Mr Mayor, and I think the last item didn't necessarily have the approval of council. You won the vote. Thank you, Mr Mayor. After 12 years of the Tory administration in Barnet, many people are angry about the way it's handled things, from parking charges to library closures, from axing sheltered housing wardens to housing wardens to mass outsourcing of council services. And Mr Mayor, many are also concerned about the lack of fairness, openness and democratic accountability in this council, which is out of touch. The number of area forums have halved, the range of subjects that can be discussed was severely curtailed, public speaking rights at planning and other committees progressively eroded, residents often ignored. Mr Mayor, in council meetings in this chamber, Conservative members have repeatedly ridden roughshod over legitimate order of business to take self-congratulatory motions rather than the issues that are of real concern to local residents. But, fellow councillors, the residents and voters of Barnet will not forget the litany of things this administration has done that shows it really does not put the community first. You voted to give yourselves a bumper pay rise of up to £20,000 each, right after the local elections in 2010. You hiked up parking charges for residents by up to 300% in 1 year, while you were claiming free parking permits for yourselves. You callously strapped housing wardens for vulnerable older residents in sheltered housing, and you tried to introduce new parking charges in the East Barnet Village car park. You closed 8 children's centres and cut affordable childcare funding, despite protest after protest by local parents, many hard-pressed working parents. You removed all the cash parking meters in High Street without consultation in the face of huge opposition. You closed Barnet Library, only reopening it following a court battle. You privatised critical frontline services on a mass scale without consultation and were roundly condemned for that lack of consultation in the High Court. Time and again, you have failed to consult, and you have cost taxpayers millions of pounds in legal costs in judicial review after judicial review. It's time that we have a council that really listens to local people, values their input, and is fair to all. A new Labour administration in Barnet would do just that. We would establish a Fairness Commission to work together to meet the challenges, the financial challenges coming over the horizon. We would draw up a robust consultation and community engagement policy because it's right that we set out how we include and engage local people in all that we do. We would open up the council to ordinary people by webcasting, by establishing public question time in full council. And we would review the number of committees in the new structure, saving taxpayers' money on council allowances and back office costs, so that we could put more money back into frontline services. And because we need to regain the trust of ordinary local people after years of patronising, dismissive, out of touch and arrogant Conservative administration, we would bring forward proposals for 30-minute street parking in all our town centres. We would bring forward proposals to cash enable the current cash-only machines. We would bring forward proposals to establish free parking at Christmas. We would bring forward proposals to set up an Oyster card, a Barnet-style Oyster card, that would do more than just pay parking, because actually we would be a modern council. Finally, Mr Mayor, I am happy to accept the amendments to my motion in the names of Councillor Rawlings, Hutton and Jack Cohen. Councillor Hutton highlights just one recent and very public example where this Conservative administration have not put a key vulnerable part of the community first, where they could have made choices within the budget envelope, like reducing the councillor's allowance bill, but chose not to. Our budget had that in there, Councillor Cornelius, so do not say it was not possible. Councillor Rawlings talks about signing up to the Sustainable Communities Act and building social value into our decisions, and really putting the community at the heart of what we do in the name of democracy and of fairness. And of course, therefore, I accept Councillor Cohen's amendment. So, Mr Mayor, I move the motion in my name. Labour in Barnet, a Labour administration in Barnet, will put the residents of Barnet at the heart of all of it does, and it will put the heart back in this council, a council so discredited by dismissive Tory councillors such as those on the opposition benches.